turtles are ancient mariners. Present in all but Earth's coldest oceans, these marine reptiles are well adapted to a life on the move. All 7 sea turtle species are threatened with extinction. Once abundant, sea turtle populations have dramatically declined in the past 2 centuries.
There are 7 species of sea turtle in the world. 4 were found in Malaysia water, which are leatherback, green, hawksbill and olive ridley sea turtle. Malaysia used to host one of the Asia's largest leatherback population, with up to 10,000 nests at Rantau Abang in Terengganu. However, this number declined to some 10 per year by 2000, and the population went functionally extinct in 2010. On Tioman Island, it has been 15 to 20 years since the leatherback or olive ridley sea turtle have been found to nest there, and now it is considered extinct from the area. Thus, the green turtle is the most commonly seen sea turtle on Tioman Island. Meanwhile, the hawksbill turtle is the only other type of sea turtle that is still found nesting in Tioman Island. Every year, thousands of hatchling turtle reach the ocean from their nests along Malaysia's coast. Sadly, only an estimated 1 out of 1,000 to 10,000 will survive to adulthood. Today, all the sea turtle found in Malaysia are considered endangered and critically endangered by the IUCN.
There are 2 main threats to turtle survival, which are natural and human activity. Natural predatory. For predators like raccoons, crabs, and ants, they will raid the turtle eggs and hatchling in the nest. After the hatchling reach adulthood, they are relatively immune to this predatory crisis, except for occasional shark attack. However, these are not the actual or the real reason sea turtles population have plummeted into extinction. To really understand what really threatens sea turtles' survival, we are now focusing on the factor of human activity. For human activity, there are many activities that lead to turtles' extinction. First and foremost, humans harvest turtle eggs for their consumption. Additionally, people may use other turtle parts to make products. For example, oil, cartilage, skin, and shell. Next, commercial fishing industries or bycatch. Turtles are accidentally captured in fisheries ranging from huge mechanized operation to small-scale fishermen. Other than that, the other fisheries that accidentally take turtles' life include dredges, trawls, pound nets, pot fisheries, and hand lines. Other than that, plastic debris in the ocean. Plastic debris will cause ingestion and entanglement to the turtle. Most of this plastic comes from land as it washes out of our beach and river. For example, leatherback turtle cannot distinguish between floating jellyfish to a floating plastic bag.
What is habitat loss meaning? Habitat loss meaning is habitat is lost and degraded when natural or anthropogenic activity damage and destroy habitat such as extent that is no longer capable of supporting the species and ecology community that naturally occur there. It often results in the extinction of species and ecosystem. Sea turtle lay their eggs on dark nesting beach. The beach where the nesting turtle were born was originally a favorable location for their nest, but it's possible that beach has changed over the last 35 years, resulting in artificial lightnings on the beach will prevent sea turtle from nesting. If sea turtle cannot find a suitable beach to lay her eggs, she will abandon the nest and release the eggs into the sea. Furthermore, artificial lightning cause the sea turtle hatchling to become lost on their trip to the ocean, causing them to wander on the beach and die of thirst of predations. When the sea turtle try to have a break at the surface of the sea, usually there have been accidents by the jet ski or boats.
More than half of the world turtle species are now threatened with extinction. So here are some of those solutions that can be done to prevent the extinction of the turtle. First is by patrol and monitoring. Patrolling helps to improve the protection of turtles so that the predators will not disturb the nesting turtle, nests and hatchlings. Next is by monitoring the nesting beach site so that there will be no attempt for people to feed or touch the sea turtles, as it will change their natural behaviors and may make them more susceptible to harm. The second way is by management of the hatchery. Turtle hatchery is the place where the turtles swim and return back to their hatch eggs. Hatcheries should be done located as close as possible to the nesting beach to minimize physical trauma to eggs during transportation. Next is to reduce the time interval between the eggs are laid and when they are planted in the hatchery. All the sea turtle species nest above the high tide line. The surface of the hatchery site should be located at least 1 meter vertical distance above the level of the highest spring tides to prevent underground flooding of the eggs. Chain link fence, wire mesh or barbed wire should be enclosed the hatchery to encourage crabs or other small burrowing predators from entering the enclosure. And the same hatchery site should not be used in too conservative nesting season. And lastly is the turtle nest excavation. Sea turtle hatch from their nests about 2 months after the mother turtle lays the nest on the beach. They have to wiggle and dig and use each other to support to get to the surface. Sometimes turtles cannot get out of the nest either because they hatch late or are buried under shells. Some turtles never even hatch out of their eggs. This is because other turtles hatch out their eggs but died before making it out of the nest. This is normal, which is why sea turtle lays a lot of eggs. Hopefully, most of these hatched turtles were able to get out of the nest. Some hatched turtles might still be hanging out of the nest and unable to get out. Others may have died before or being able to get out of the nest. Scientists will count the empty shells hatchling left in the nest and unhatched eggs to determine the total number of egg lays.
We need to save turtles because turtles is an endangered species. First, limit your use of plastics, disposable and single-use projects. Have you heard of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? That is a name coined to describe the vast amounts of plastic bits and other marine debris floating in the North Pacific subtropical greens, one of 5 major oceans grill in the world. Sadly, all the creams seems to have their garbage patch. Plastic stay around of thousands of years, can be hazardous to the turtles and leach toxic into the environment. Stop using so much of plastics. Buy things with less packaging. Don't use disposable items and use reusable bags instead of plastic ones. Second, participate in the cleanups. Trash in the environment can be hazardous to marine life, especially turtles, and people too. Help clean up a local beach, parks of the roadway and pick up the litters before it gets into the marine environment. trash hundreds of miles from the oceans can eventually float or blow into the oceans. The International Coastal Cleanup is one way to get involved. There is a cleanup that occurs each September. You can also contact your local coastal zones management office or Department of Environmental Protection to see if they organize any cleanup. Lastly, stop the problem of ocean acidifications. Global warming has been a hot topic in the ocean world, and it is because of ocean acidifications, known as the other global warming problem. As the acidity of the ocean increases, it will have devastating impacts of marine life, including plankton, coral, and shellfish, and especially sea turtles. But you can do something about this problem right now. Reduce global warming by taking simple steps that will likely save money in a long run. Drive less, walk more, use less electricity and water. You know the drill. Listening your carbon footprints will help marine life mine for your homes. We are together as a family and also benefits to the ocean. So come together and save our oceans. Save the ocean, save the turtles.